For the record, I'm done trying to make y'all comfortable. For the record, lab on me going all the way. For the record, ain't trying to link, no time to waste. For the record, for the record.
Good morning, YouTube. So, kind of quick update here. It is Monday, July 8th, day 7 or 8 of this prep. I don't know. I'm too tired right now to think. Just woke up. It's about 5 in the morning. Yeah, 5 in the morning, 5 a.m. I'm getting ready to head to the gym. And this week, instead of having a muffin, I'm going to be having a banana. And I'm going to be having this guy here in a second, but first I want to talk to you about my weigh-in. So, weighed in this morning at 172.8 pounds, which is, if you remember yesterday's weigh-in, which I was at 170.4, so it's 1.4 pounds over yesterday's weigh-in. Reason being is I was at work yesterday till about 10:30, 11 o'clock at night, and I didn't get home till around 11 o'clock, 11:30. So with that, I also didn't eat about half of my macros for the entire day yesterday until almost 10:30, 11 o'clock at night when I got home, which basically caused my morning weigh-in today to be thrown off quite a bit. So meal timing isn't critical, but it can definitely affect your weigh-ins from day to day. That's one reason I like to try and keep my meal timing consistent, which is usually the case, and I'm able to do so without any issue, but yesterday was kind of an off day. Just between work and everything else, it was a little bit crazy. So that's the main reason for my morning weigh-in this morning. I'm not concerned about it at all. Tomorrow I'll probably be back down to 170. That happens from time to time, is if you end up eating a lot of calories right before bed, you're going to have an off weigh-in the next morning. So keep that in mind. Don't necessarily live and die by the scale. Kind of know how your body's working and know that if you hit your macros right, you're still going to be progressing properly. It's not a fluke. It's just timing of your meals versus timing of your weigh-in. It is what it is. But anyway, like I said, I need to wake up. I'm going to have some pre-workout, have some extra caffeine, eat this banana, and I'm going to head to the gym. Push day. Why am I so fucking tired? Wake up. Yeah. See you guys at the gym.
Alright everybody, so we're going to jump straight into this workout. Now today was a push day with a focus and an emphasis on chest, with a little bit of triceps and then some shoulders thrown in at the very end. Now, first off, we jumped into an incline barbell bench press. With this, 1 or 2 warm-up sets, then move straight into 4 working sets of 6 to 8. We're focusing a little bit heavier, but not too heavy to the point where you have to just throw the weight around. We really want to stay in control the entire range of motion, focus on the squeeze, the contraction, all that good stuff. Now, one thing to note with this, ensure that you're keeping a nice solid arch in your lower back. Don't let yourself round. And then for me, check your hand position. Make sure that it's a nice kind of comfortable hand position. With the incline, I try not to go too wide as opposed to bench, just because it tends to put my shoulders in a vulnerable position. When you're down with the bar touching your chest, again, we're doing full range of motion here, you want to think of having your elbow to your wrist vertical. So your forearm is going to be vertical. It's not going to be at an angle in any direction. And when you find that position there, whatever hand grip that is, that's the grip you want to use for the incline barbell bench. Now, once we finish that, then we moved into a low incline dumbbell bench press. What I mean by a low incline is you're going to go at about maybe a 30-degree angle. So where you would normally put the bench at about 45, you're going to go 1 or 2 notches below that. So usually it's about 1 or 2 notches above being completely flat. Very low incline. And then with this one, we're going to be doing 8 to 12 reps for 4 sets, focusing again on that slow contraction and that slow stretch. Really focus on that. Now, once we finished off that, then we moved into a seated cable fly. Essentially, I just took the bench, brought it all the way up to basically an upright position, or you can just grab like an overhead, just a regular seated bench, and we're going to put it right in front of a cable machine, and we're going to basically be doing flies. Now, a couple points to this. First of all, make sure that the cable position on the rack is just below your shoulder height. That's going to help prevent any shoulder injuries and keep you in a nice, safe, and strong position, allowing you to isolate the chest more. Now, one thing you might notice with this movement that I'm doing is that's a little bit different, is I'm trying to bring my pinkies together. So essentially I'm pushing from the base of my palms and my pinkies and driving through that as I'm going through the motion and squeezing and contracting my chest. What this does is it allows you to put a little more isolation and emphasis on your chest and prevent bringing in shoulders. It also rotates your hands into a supinated position, which again allows you to keep your shoulders tight and keep them in a safe position and puts more emphasis on the chest. Now with this one, did 4 sets of 12 to 15. Now once we finished that, then I moved into an incline banded Smith machine press. To say that 5 times fast, that's a bit of a mouthful. But with this, what I did was I took a couple of 100-pound dumbbells, put them on the floor, used them as a basically base or a support system for the bands. Make sure you're using 2 of the same bands, or this you can be done with chains if your gym has chains. We don't have chains, we just have these couple of bands, and we only actually have this one set that's the same. So this is what I was using. But what I did was I moved the dumbbells far enough away and out so that I was only getting the band activating and basically tensioning at the top like quarter or third of the movement, just kind of focusing on that lockout portion. So from there, threw on a couple 25s on each side, and then with this one I was focusing on, again, just slow squeezing as hard as I physically could as soon as those bands started engaging. You can see a few times where I kind of hitch a little bit right as the bands engage, and that's where I'm just focusing on that squeeze. The second that happens, I'm like, okay, squeeze harder, as hard as I friggin' can. And then with this one, I did 3 sets, not 4, only 3 sets of like 8 to 10 and I actually ended up taking a rest pause on a couple of these because it was just smoking my chest. This is a fun one just to kind of throw in, mix things up a little bit, change them up a little, and just to kind of try things out. From there, I moved into what I like to call a pinch press. So you take 2 dumbbells, you're going to be on a regular incline or even a high incline bench, and then you're going to press the dumbbells together and on your chest, and you're going to basically keep them pressed together, drive them together, and you're going to drive up. So it's actually very similar to like a landmine chest press, only you're using dumbbells and you're on an incline bench. What this will do is it'll put a lot of emphasis on the center portion and force you to focus on contracting from the center portion of your chest and then also on the upper portion of your chest. So you'll notice a big theme with a lot of these workouts for my chest is I'm focusing primarily on the upper portion of my chest, not doing a lot of flat movements at all, really. The reason for that is I want to be building that upper portion of my chest more, and that's what I'm trying to put emphasis on. So change up the movements however you desire and based on what you are trying to accomplish. For this movement, I did 4 sets of 12 to 15 just to finish the chest and burn it out as much as possible. And then for the first movement for triceps, moved into a cable rope press down. And with this, I did an FST 7 set. What I would definitely recommend is looking into it more. It's a different type of training style, kind of pioneered by Hani Rambod, nicknamed Pro Creator. He's trained like 20 plus Olympia winning athletes, but basically what it stands for is Fascial Stretch Training 7, and you're doing 7 sets, 15 reps per set, and you're taking about a 15 to 30 second rest period between those sets. However, during that rest, you're not physically resting. What you're actually going to do is you're going to be flexing the muscle group that you're working and targeting as hard as you possibly can. So again, for this one, triceps, I'm going to be flexing those triceps between my sets as much as I can before moving into my second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh set. Now with this, I definitely recommend if you're going to do it, start light, like very light. Usually with cable rope press downs, I can use like 60, 70 pounds on this machine. However, with these FST 7 sets, I usually start out around 40, 45 pounds and finish at like 25, 30 pounds on the last set, just because of how taxing it is and how incredibly intense the pump can get towards the end. And once I finished this, then I moved straight into a V-bar press down. So this is where I added in a little bit more weight, focused on 4 sets, 12 to 15 reps, and just really focusing on slow controlled movements, squeezing that tricep and finishing it off. So you'll find that you don't have to do a whole lot after the FST7, especially if you're doing triceps 2 times a week or even more. The FST7 is going to be a pretty good move to just kind of burn them out, but then a little bit more just to kind of hit different angles, hit more heads of the tricep, and finish it off. Now, once that was finished, then I moved over to my shoulders. One thing I'm trying to do with this prep is I'm focusing on doing at least some form or some type of shoulder movement every single push or pull day. So with this one today, it was going to be kettlebell lateral raises. And the reason I did the kettlebells as opposed to dumbbells is just to change things up. What the kettlebells will do is they'll change the angle and the resistance curve. So it just kind of mixes things up, helps kind of shock the muscles a little bit, and it's just kind of a way to keep things interesting. So with this, I did 4 sets of 12 to 15 reps, and a big key to using kettlebells for lateral raises is try to keep the kettlebells straight as much as possible. Hopefully that makes sense. So basically you're going to squeeze them, and you're not going to just let them like hang in your hands. You want to keep them straight, so as you're raising them and going out, they're going to be lifting and going out too. That'll increase the resistance curve and make it even harder, so you're not going to be able to use as heavy of a weight as you normally would with a lateral raise. Here I was doing like 13 to 18 pound kettlebells as opposed to like 20 to 25, 30 pounds for lateral raises. Overall, pretty damn good workout. Definitely feeling pretty good. A lot better than I was this morning when I woke up. But I just wanted to let you guys know that the next couple of videos, unless something changes drastically, this whole week is pretty much just going to be this. So it's not going to be anything crazy. I'm not going to have a whole lot of time to edit or record or anything else. So this week is pretty much just going to be pretty raw workout vlogs. So I hope you guys don't mind that. But as soon as this week is over, then we're going to get back into a lot more interesting stuff. Going to start going through some more tutorials during the vlogs, all kinds of fun things. I got a lot of stuff planned, so if you guys haven't already, go ahead and smash that like button for me. Definitely helps out. Would really appreciate it. Subscribe, because like I said, we've got lots of great stuff planned. This prep has only just begun, and we are officially under 15 weeks out from the competition. And yeah, again, I still haven't fully committed to it. Right now I'm kind of looking for a sponsor just because it's pretty expensive to do all these competitions, between getting an NPC card, paying for your category. I'm looking at doing maybe 2 or 3 different categories just because I haven't competed in a long time, just to try it out. Maybe, we'll see. I might just do 1 or 2. But overall, it's going to be really interesting. It's going to be a fun journey, and I'm excited to see how far I can take my physique and basically just see what kind of conditioning I can reach, because I haven't done this in a very long time, and it's going to be really fun. It's going to suck a lot of times, but it's going to be fun. Hope you guys can join me for the journey, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.
For the record, I'm done trying to make y'all comfortable. For the record, lab on me going all the way. For the record, ain't trying to link, no time to waste. For the record, yeah. For the